Part 2. A month flew by, followed by the 2nd and 3rd, the 17th year departed, and February 18th flew. I got used to my new position, and little by little I began to forget my distant section. A green lamp with hissing kerosene, loneliness, snowdrifts. Ungrateful. I forgot my combat post, where I alone, without any support, struggled with diseases, on my own, like the hero of Fenimore Cooper, getting out of the most outlandish situations. Occasionally, however, when I went to bed with a pleasant thought about how I would fall asleep now, some fragments flashed through my already darkening consciousness. A green light, a flashing lantern, the creak of a sleigh, a short moan, then darkness, the dull howl of a blizzard in the fields. Then it all tumbled sideways and failed. I wonder who is sitting there in my place now? Someone is sitting there. A young doctor like me. Well, I've done my time. February, March, April, well, and, say, May, and the end of my experience. So, at the end of May, I will part with my brilliant city and return to Moscow. And if the revolution picks me up on its wing, I may have to travel some more, but, in any case, I will never see my sight again in my life. Never. Capital. Clinic, asphalt, lights. That's what I thought. But it's still good that I stayed at the site. I became a brave man. I'm not afraid. What have I not treated? Really? He did not treat mental illnesses. After all, right? No, let me. And the agronomist drank himself to hell then. And I treated him, and rather unsuccessfully. Delirium tremens. What is not a mental illness? I should read psychiatry. Come on, sometime later in Moscow. And now, first of all, children's diseases, and more children's diseases, and especially this hard labor children's recipe. Ugh, damn. If a child is 10 years old, then, say, how many pyramids can he be given for an appointment? 0.1 or 0.15? Forgot. And if it's 3 years? Only childhood illnesses, and nothing more, quite mind-blowing accidents. Goodbye, my plot. And why does this section so persistently come into my head tonight? Green fire, after all, I'm done with him. Calculations for life. Well, that's enough. Sleep. Here's the letter. With an opportunity brought. Give it here. The nurse was standing in my front room. A coat with a peeling collar was thrown over a white lab coat with a brand. The snow was melting on the cheap blue envelope. Are you on duty in the emergency room today? I asked, yawning. I am. Is there no one? No, it's empty. Eat. Yawning tore my mouth, and from this word I pronounced sloppily, someone will come, you let me know. Shuda. I'm going to bed. Okay. Can I go? Yes, yes. Go ahead. She's gone. The door screeched, and I slapped my shoes into the bedroom, tearing the envelope with my fingers ugly and crooked on the way. It turned out to be an oblong, crumpled form with a blue stamp of my precinct, my hospital. An unforgettable form. I grinned. It's interesting. I've been thinking about the plot all evening, and now he came to remind me of himself. A premonition. A recipe was written in chemical pencil under the stamp. Latin words, illegible, crossed out. I don't understand anything. Confusing recipe, I muttered and stared at the word, morphine. What's so extraordinary about this recipe? Oh, yes, a 4% solution. Who prescribes a 4% morphine solution? Why? I turned the paper over, and my yawn passed. On the back of the sheet, in ink, in a sluggish and dispersed handwriting, it was written. February 11, 1918. Dear Kolega, excuse me for writing on a piece of paper. There is no paper at hand. I got very seriously and badly ill. There is no one to help me, and I don't want to seek help from anyone but you. For the second month I have been sitting on your former site. I know that you are in the city and relatively close to me. In the name of our friendship and university years, I ask you to come to me as soon as possible. At least for a day. At least for an hour. And if you say, I'm hopeless, I'll believe you. Or maybe you can be saved. Yes, maybe you can still be saved. Will hope shine for me? I ask you not to tell anyone about the contents of this letter. Maria. Go to the emergency room right now and call the nurse on duty. What's her name? Well, I forgot, in a word, the attendant who brought me the letter now. Hurry up. Right now. Few minutes later, the nurse was standing in front of me, and the snow was melting on the peeling cat, which served as a material for the collar. Who brought the letter? I don't know. With a beard. He is a cooperator. He was on his way to town, he says. Well, go ahead. No, wait. Now I'm going to write a note to the chief doctor. Take it, please, and return the answer to me. Okay. My note to the chief physician. February 13, 1918. Dear Pavel Illarionovich, I have just received a letter from my university friend Dr. Polyakov. He is sitting on my former Gorlovsky plot all alone. Apparently, he was seriously ill. I consider it my duty to go to him. If you allow me, tomorrow I will hand over the department to Dr. Radovich for 1 day and go to Polyakov. The man is helpless. Dear Dr. Bomgard, 3. Response note of the chief physician. Dear Vladimir Mikhailovich, go. Petrov. I spent the evening working on a railway guidebook. It was possible to get to Gorlov in the following way. Tomorrow, leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with the Moscow mail train, travel 30 versts by rail, disembark at Station N, and from there 22 versts drive by sleigh to the Gorilovskaya hospital. With luck, I'll be in Gorilovo tomorrow night, I thought, lying in bed. What is he sick with? Typhus, pneumonia? Neither one nor the other. Then he would have written simply, I got pneumonia. And then a chaotic, slightly fake letter. It's hard, and I got sick badly. With what? Syphilis? Yes, definitely syphilis. He's terrified, he's hiding, he's afraid. But what kind of horses, I wonder, will I ride from the station to Gorilovo? A bad number will come out as soon as you arrive at the station at dusk, and there will be nothing to get there. Well, no. I'll find a way. I'll find some horses at the station. Send a telegram for him to send the horses. No need. The telegram will arrive the day after my arrival. After all, she won't fly to Gorilovo by air. He will lie at the station until an accident happens. I know this Gorilovo. Oh, Bear Corner. The letter on the letterhead lay on the night table in the circle of light from the lamp, and next to it stood the companion of irritable insomnia, with a stubble of cigarette butts, an ashtray. I tossed and turned on the crumpled sheet, and annoyance was born in my soul. The letter began to annoy. Really, if there's nothing acute, but, say, syphilis, then why doesn't he come here himself? Why should I rush through a blizzard to him? What, am I going to cure him of Louis in one evening, or what? Or from esophageal cancer? What kind of cancer is there? He's 2 years younger than me. He is 25 years old. Hard. Sarcoma? The letter is ridiculous, hysterical. A letter from which the recipient may get a migraine, and here it is. Tightens the vein on the temple. you'll wake up in the morning, which means that the vein will climb up on the crown, fetter half your head, and by the evening you'll be swallowing a pyramid with caffeine. And what is it like in a sleigh with a pyramid? It will be necessary to take a traveling fur coat from the paramedic. You will freeze tomorrow in your coat. What's wrong with him? Hope will shine. That's what they write in novels, and not at all in serious doctor's letters. Sleep, sleep. Don't think about it anymore. Everything will be clear tomorrow. Tomorrow. I turned on the light switch, and instantly the darkness ate up my room. Sleep, the vein is aching. But I have no right to be angry with a person for a ridiculous letter, not yet knowing what the matter is. A person suffers in his own way, so he writes to another. Well, as he can, as he understands. And it is unworthy, because of migraines, because of anxiety, to defame him at least mentally. Maybe it's not a fake or a romantic letter. I haven't seen him, Seryoza Polyakov, for 2 years, but I remember him perfectly. He was always a very reasonable person, yes. So, some kind of trouble has happened. And my vein is lighter. Apparently, the dream is coming. What is the mechanism of sleep? I read in physiology, but the story is dark. I don't understand what sleep means. How do brain cells fall asleep? I don't understand, I'm telling you in confidence. Yes, for some reason I am sure that the compiler of physiology himself is also not very firmly sure. One theory is worth another. There is an earring of poles in a green jacket with gold buttons over a zinc table, and on the table is a corpse. Yes, well, it's a dream,